Well, folks, the Kansas City Chiefs are 0-2 for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era. And boy, howdy does that stink. Thank you to everyone joining in. Timmy T from Halstead, Kansas. Shout out Nikki from Hannibal, Missouri. Home of the Mark Twain. Yeah, buddy. JCP, thanks for joining us in the chat. Adam Luraby from Columbia. I hope that's Columbia, Missouri, not Columbia, South Carolina this week. And, of course, Jackie Moon. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me here as Chiefs 0-2, as I mentioned at the top of the show. I'm going to turn that up a whole lot more so you can see me back here. Lily's also here. Lily's here. Good girl. She's setting the tone here. And I know, look, guys, vibes aren't high in Chiefs Kingdom. Shout out Weston and Grand Valley. Yeah, I got the shorts on, man. Got the shorts and hoodie weather. We're getting there. We're getting there. And I know that vibes aren't high in Chiefs Kingdom right now, guys. I know vibes aren't high. Beers really might not be flowing right now, right, Lily? I mean, people might not be. There's not a ton to celebrate about. Not a ton to celebrate. But I think we can kind of start to look at some silver linings. I think we can look at some things to kind of give us some positives to take away from the first 2 weeks of this football season, as we've got to see more games develop across the NFL. And one thing that keeps sticking with me, guys, Shred from Seattle, thank you, man. Thank you for hanging out with me. Yeah, you're right, Jackie. Vibes can't be low for the KCSN Live. Here, I feel a responsibility. I feel a responsibility to set the tone. I feel like I myself am a tone setter. You got to set the tone. And this week, I think the Chiefs did a good job of setting the tone. I really do. I think the Chiefs did a really good job of setting the tone, coming out early. Defense started on the field. Forced the Eagles to punt. Some great stuff from Steve Spagnuolo, blitzing the ever-living hell out of Jalen Hurts. And Jackie, you're right. They didn't come out flat, at least. That's a good thing. We know that's not a problem. Maybe it was the 13-hour flight and the 2.5-hour drive, almost 3-hour drive to the stadium. Maybe that was a part of it. Why they came out flat in Brazil. So we know that that's not a problem. That's a positive. Keep track of home, guys. Keep track of the positives at home. Darren Huggins, KC for life, Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you for joining us out. I think there's a lot of things that there are some there's a good amount of positives you can take away. I got a Q&A going on right now in the chat. If you're watching here live on YouTube, appreciate you guys. What's your panic level? 1 is not worried at all. 10 is fire everyone. I'm so scared. So let me know in the chat what you guys think from 1 to 10 what your panic level is for this team. But I'm going to try to talk you down. I know our That Football Show right after the game wasn't super encouraging in that regard. Our reactions are so fresh on that show, guys. Our reactions were fresh, and now that we've had time to kind of digest what we've seen and watch other football games, I think that there's some decent things to talk about. Patrick's at a 0 panic. Kevin's at a 3. Panic level 5 for Infinite Choice. No panic yet for Nikki. Jedi says, let's face it, Chiefs beginning of the season is horrible on a bus 2 hours before game alone can ruin energy. For sure. And that's one part that I want to get to. Is silver lining, they came out and they're flying. Boys were flying around. Energy was good. That's a good thing. We know that's not a problem. Number 2, this schedule is a tough schedule. I mean, look, that's what you get for winning a bunch of Super Bowls, being a first-place team in your division. You're playing a first-place schedule. You're playing other hard teams. That's how the NFL balances parity. A 1 for Ben Wilkins. Kevin says they lose to the Giants, it'll be a 5. Northeast KMO native, but in Brandon, Mississippi. And Panic One Top. Shout out Bout Time. We got key receivers out and soon to return. I'll get to that. I'll get to that Bout Time. I'll get to that. Tough. The first part of the schedule is tough, man. I think the Eagles are a good football team. I'm not sure how good, but I think they're a good football team. I think that's a team that is winning on the margins. I think the margins got a lot thinner. I think they got a lot smaller for the Chiefs. And these were the games last year that we became accustomed to the Chiefs winning. And you're seeing some close game regression. It's natural. You're seeing some regression towards the means, not memes. You're seeing a regression there, which is a normal thing. Ben Wilkins says, Chargers and Eagles both have really solid defenses, top of the stuff. Yes, 100%. Tough defenses. If they don't have the tush push, the Chiefs win yesterday or Sunday. Yeah. I think that, look, the tush push, we're probably going to have to talk about that. We're going to talk about Tom Brady. A lot of stuff to talk about on today's show, guys. It's a loaded show. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hit that like button if you do enjoy the show. I know the Chiefs are kind of struggling right now, 0-2, but we really do appreciate the support hanging out with us. And, yeah, Patrick says fans just can't be happy. We were mad last year watching them win close games, and now we're really mad at losing those close games. It's real Sophie's choice, right? Real Sophie's choice. The other silver lining, about time hit on it, is they're doing this without their two, projected top 2 wide receivers, right? With Rashee Rice. Shout out, Gary. Thank you for hanging out with us here. 12th like there for you. Shout out. Let's get more likes in there. They're doing this without their top 2 receivers, which is not nothing, right? I mean, imagine taking away the top 2 weapons from the Buffalo Bills. I mean, that's going to be James Cook. That's going to be Khalil Shakir. They probably don't have the same offense that they did. Thank you, Lewis, for hanging out. Appreciate you. Tell your cat I said what's up. I think if you look at the Baltimore Ravens and you take away their top 2 weapons, you take away Derrick Henry, you take away, let's call it Zay Flowers. I mean, they don't have Isaiah Likely right now, but let's take away Zay Flowers, and their offense probably looks a whole lot different. You go to the Eagles, take away A.J. Brown, take away Saquon Barkley. Their offense looks a whole lot different. So I do think there's some handcuffing in that regard. But on the other hand, I mean, they've kind of been this way. They got to have the same receiver core as they did last year. And guys aren't really getting open. And I know that's frustrating. I think there's a lot of things that go into it. I think there's a lot of context that matters. Play calling, blocking, receiver abilities, everything like that. So I think there's a lot of context that needs to be added to these first 2 games, to this 0-2 start that the Kansas City Chiefs have found themselves off to. But this is one thing I keep coming back to, guys. This is one thing I keep coming back to. McDuffie did kind of take away A.J. Brown, Patrick. He did play well. And I agree with that, Jackie. Jackie Moon says, yeah, but like Maddie says, we got to be able to scheme up some Jags. I think that's true. I think there's some responsibility there. I don't think the blame is on one specific thing, one specific position, one specific person, one specific department, right? I think that there's some improvement that needs to be all around, right? I think that that's the key. Gary says we can still go 15-2. I don't foolishly believe this, but we will. But I'm not running for the hills either. For sure. I mean, I don't think you should. I think if you're a Chiefs fan, you shouldn't be. I don't think you should be upset. This is how, guys, the other 99% lives. This is how every other NFL team lives. This is how every other contender lives, guys. This is how every other Super Bowl contender lives in the National Football League. They have problems. These teams have problems. The Chiefs have won Super Bowls with problems, and they'll probably still win Super Bowls with problems. Every team is going to have their problem, right? Dylan says, didn't we start 1-5 and make the playoffs one of the years with Alex Smith? I believe so. I believe so. And speaking of playoffs, this is the point that I keep coming back to. Let's look around. Let's look around this AFC, right? There's a few 2-0 teams in the AFC, right? You got Buffalo Bills. I mean, good football team, right, Lil? I mean, that's a good football team, so you kind of anticipate them to be 2-0. Their schedule, cakewalk. I mean, they play in a really bad division, so that also helps. The Colts are 2-0. I still think you'd rather be the Chiefs than the Colts. But shout out Danny Dimes, man. Shout out Danny Dimes. Kevin Anderson says, it's just so maddening watching all these other teams have competent offenses and make offense look so easy. We hear Patrick Mahomes. It's so frustrating. We have Patrick Mahomes. It's so frustrating. Simmons looks great. That was the best Cook has looked, and Hicks showed signs. For sure, Adam. I mean, look, there are silver linings from the game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nikki, how did the Bills get such an easy schedule? It's because they play in a weak division, so they play the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Jets twice. And then the way it lines up with the conferences they play, I can't remember what conference they play. Do they play the East? Let me know what conference they play. What NFC and AFC conferences they play, chat. But the way that the conferences line up, it also... Obviously, they play like the Ravens. They'll play the other first-place teams. But just the way that cycle has worked for them, it kind of benefits them. Ben Wilkins, amen. On the bright side, we look like we belong on the same field as the Eagles on like the Super Bowl. For sure. For sure. The Chiefs hung in that game, man. And look, I know this has been talked about a lot on KCSN and big Steve Spagnuolo podcasts, network really, but there's no better one game coordinator than Steve Spagnuolo. Dude coaches his ass off, man. He coaches his ass off, and I think that's good. The Bengals are 2-0. The Bengals are 2-0, but they don't have their quarterback. They signed a bunch of white guys today, and Mike White. They signed a bunch of white guys to try to fill out their quarterback room. But they are 2-0. I think I'd still rather be the Chiefs. But look around the AFC. Go and look at the AFC standings. I'll sit down here in a second and I'll pull it up. Is there 7 teams you feel like are better than the Kansas City Chiefs? Matt Verder and I talked about this on that football show. If you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. It's here on YouTube. Again, our reactions are very raw from the game. I'm coming here with a little bit more perspective today. A little bit more perspective. Truthfully, guys, I don't think there's 7 teams in the AFC better than the Chiefs. You shouldn't be worried about them missing the playoffs. Like, yes, 100%. Jedi, Jackie Moon, Nikki. Look, I agree with you guys. Still 15 games left. Never been worried about the playoffs. No, you shouldn't be worried about the playoffs, right? Shouldn't be worried about the playoffs. But I just want to put that in perspective for people who are about starting 0-2. You see the stats going around about 12% of teams. 12% of teams who go 0-2 don't make the playoffs or make the Super Bowl is what I think the stat was. So, I mean, rightfully, you're like, oh gosh, that's a huge data set. But that doesn't include all the years that they didn't have 7 teams per division or per conference. Excuse me. That doesn't include those, like, if you go back to this era, I believe somebody in the chat yesterday at the KC Laboratory, I believe it was Ben. I think Ben, if Ben is here in the chat, appreciate that stat. Ben said, like, hey, look, 5 of 12 teams that started 0-2 made the playoffs in the 7-team per conference era. So it's a little bit. It's a little bit more possible. A little bit more possible. Aaron says it's crazy how we gave the game away. Yeah, I mean, look, I think this is a little bit of the regression you saw, guys. I think it's a little bit of the regression in close games. And so, look, sometimes the ball bounces your way. Sometimes the team runs the tush push 11 times. Sometimes the team just runs the tush push 11 times. I want to get this question from Daniel here. Question from Daniel. I want to move some stuff around, guys. Appreciate you hanging out with me as we do some moving and shaking around. I'll get the music on as well, as we're going to be vibing here, hanging out. We'll be vibing and hanging out here until around 1-ish, I guess. Around 1-ish. Answering your questions, talking Chiefs, talking really anything you guys want to talk about. Actually, I shouldn't say anything. I should not say anything. Daniel, hey, appreciate the show. I just watched a video from Matt Derrick of Chiefs Digest. Love that guy. Shout out, Matt. He said that the Chiefs don't practice run plays at all, and how Andy gives up on it too soon if it doesn't work out. Yeah, so here's the thing, Daniel. It's really tough at the NFLPA CBA to like practice mid-season. Thank you, Nikki, for joining me. So I think the CBA makes it really tough to practice mid-season. You can only have like, I want to say it's 16 padded practices in a year. In a whole entire year, you can only have 16 padded practices. And the first 14 have to be within the first 14 weeks of the season, I believe. So that's one a week. So that already makes it a little hard to practice run plays when you're looking at it like that. Andy Reid runs a traditionally heavy pass camp too. He always has. So it is interesting, and Matt's there every day. I wholly trust Matt. I think you guys should trust Matt as well. I do love Matt a whole lot. Love that guy. He would know because he's there. And it is interesting to look at the run schemes that, like, if you watch those Monday Night Football games last night, guys, I'm sure you guys were watching those games. Those teams can run the football. And, like, it looks a lot different, Bucky Irving and the Tampa Bay scheme-wise. I think it looks a lot different. Very curious. Very curious to the scheming issues as well. So, look. We'll see. We'll see it all shakes out. Jackie says they don't practice the run enough in camp. Yeah, they run a passing camp too. I mean, look, their practice, their training camp is passing as well. We've always known that. Turn this light down now that I'm getting a little bit closer. Make-A-Wish kid can get more yards per run. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. How's the music? Let me know how the music is. Some handpicked bangers by me here, by the way. Handpicked by me. I should probably leave that song, actually. Handpicked bangers. We'll talk about Tom Brady here in a little bit. We'll talk about what else is going on there, but love the chat right now. Chat's popping off right now. Appreciate all you guys watching here live at the time. Did I dye my beard? You're gonna look at this awful beard and ask if I dyed it? My beard's bad. I did not dye it. I would no. I'd dye it for a joke. But that would be it. Matt and Nick have my second favorite network outside of KCSN. Yeah, man, 41 on the mic's a good pod. Good pod. Those guys know what they're talking about. Those guys know ball. I agree with you guys. Oh, needed a drink. I've been talking a while. I've been talking a little while. Let me take a little drink break. It's a high quality H2O, guys. High quality H2O. Kevin Anderson says, why not try a little Elijah Mitchell more? I'm afraid that he does not have juice, unfortunately. I'm afraid he does not have any juice. I've got a little bit of dry mouth going on right now. Appreciate you, Timmy. Appreciate you, Peppa T, as well. Constant hydration. Yes, sir. You do need constant hydration. You do need constant hydration. Peppa T also said Brady's a cheater. Herbert finally looks like he should have 3 years ago. I think that, yeah, Herbert is developing pretty well into that scheme that they have. To that scheme that they have. JCP, I agree, man. Like, they don't have a dynamic running back room, but I think you got to try stuff. Lily's on the move. Maybe it is worth getting Elijah Mitchell some snaps, some carries. Burchard apparently isn't ready. I mean, to answer your question, man. Like, I mean, they gave him 1 carry, but a lot that goes into it. I don't think he's quite ready. They have Carson Steele. The practice squad is Carson Steele and Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well. So not necessarily like the most dynamic pairing either. So it's going to be interesting. Shred X says, I like the idea of the Nick Allegretti trade you guys mentioned yesterday. If the Bengals fall off, do you think we might go after Orlando Brown and move more inside at left guard? I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. Because they seem to be... Let me say this. Traditionally, how the team usually operates is they don't really like to... they like to set it and forget it when it comes to things. Last year was not normal in terms of like how like the changes along the offensive line. So I think a lot of us see that and be like, oh, they'll just pull the trigger and they'll do all of this, all these changes. I don't know. It does take a while to gel as an offensive line, right? These are the first real games that this team is playing together. This unit as a whole has played together, so it's going to take some time to gel, obviously. But what we've seen is like, yeah, Kingsley has improved. I know Jackie brought it up about Mitch Schwartz posting some videos. Mitch Schwartz has been all over the Twitter talking about what he has seen from this Chiefs offense here in this first couple weeks of the season. Kingsley has improved, but there's still those catastrophic quick losses that are very hard to deal with, that are very hard to live with. So, guys, I don't know what the answer is. I don't have the answer. You also got a problem going on at right tackle who's not necessarily great either. So would you rather trade for Nick Allegretti or Andrew Wiley and then move more inside? I don't know. But we'll see. There's a problem. And as Jackie says, Mitch Schwartz posted the video of Pacheco's 3rd and 2 run. At what point does the team give up on him? Well, Jackie, funny you asked that. Because if I quickly do a quick Google search, Isaiah Pacheco is currently in the final year of his rookie contract. So maybe this year. But no, Patrick Mahler said no. Wiley is not playing. Wiley is not playing. They drafted Josh Connerly. The Commanders did. The Commanders drafted Josh Connerly and are playing him over Andrew Wiley right now. That's why I threw out on that football show. That's why I threw out Wiley, is because he's not playing and he's their backup right now. BJ Kissel and I had a discussion about that as well. I think it's an awful idea. But I don't know. I just don't know if they're willing to make a move. Like Dylan says here, bring Breece Hall home. He'd be an all-pro in KC scheme. Yeah, probably. But like, what do they have to move? What can they take on? What do those numbers look like? I don't know. Whoa, I about spilled my whole thing of water. That would have been really bad. You guys would have seen live cleanup on the show. Live cleanup on the show would have been actually nuts. Let's talk about Tom Brady. I'll get to your guys' stuff about the Chiefs. I need a break from talking about the Chiefs. Let's talk about this Tom Brady stuff. So Tom Brady obviously was America's Game of the Week. He is a Fox Sports broadcaster. Tom Brady, the Fox Sports broadcaster? Yeah, that Tom Brady, the Fox Sports broadcaster. Tom Brady. He is also a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. They had a game where he was seen spotted in the box with the coach's box with a headset on. So Tom Brady goes from calling the Chiefs game as a broadcaster to now in the box with the coaches of the Las Vegas Raiders. This tweet last night from a friend of the program, James Palmer. Tom Brady meets with Chip Kelly 2 to 3 times a week to go over film and go through the game plan. And every weekend, Brady is calling a game for Fox, gathering as much information as possible from players and coaches from both teams to be at his best in the broadcast booth. Broadcast booth. I put an R in booth. Got it. Got it. Seems a little fishy, right? That seems a little fishy, guys. Tom Brady, known rule follower. Known rule follower Tom Brady. Guy who respects the game, Tom Brady. Jackie Moon says, I could have swore I heard Brady was not allowed to attend the meetings, but then they said it had to be virtual. Yeah. That was a ruling originally that he could not do the meetings, and now this year they said he can be virtual, he just can't go in the building. Ira the Creature says Raiders need all the help they can get, to be fair. Yeah, that's true. They do need some help. This tweet came out there we go. This tweet came out a little bit ago. Tom Pelissaro, this was like 11:25 Arrowhead time. From the NFL on Tom Brady, there are no policies that prohibit an owner from sitting in the coach's booth or wearing a headset during a game. Brady was sitting in the booth with his capacity as a limited partner. They're missing a pretty big part of that. They are missing a pretty big part of why it shouldn't be allowed. Look, you guys got to see from the Indianapolis Colts, Carly Ursay-Gordon. I mean, she's wearing a headset. She's got it. Owners do this, right? I'm sure Jerry Jones is actually calling plays. The reason it's a problem, guys, is because he's talking to other teams and then immediately going to the other teams. And going to his team, sorry. That he owns, partially, kind of, minorly. Is that a word, minorly? I don't know, I'll Google it. Maybe it's time for some research time. We need some research time music. Because maybe there's some times I want to do some research. We do live lookups on the pod. Or on the stream, sorry, Forza Habit. Do some live lookups. Mizzou 19, I will power rank chips. What's your top 5 power rankings of chips? I want to know if you want brands or if you want flavors. Because those are 2 different things. Brands of chips and flavors of chips. Let me know. Give me another comment about what you would want me to do, brands or flavors. I just don't. It just doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel right to me. Tommy T 4KC says, yeah, that doesn't really pass the smell test, but it's Brady, 100%. Also, the league is definitely known to enforce rules for Brady. I mean, good thing, guys. The NFL is on it. The NFL is on it. I don't have an applause sound effect on my soundboard. I thought I did. I was going to the soundboard to find it. NFL's on it.
Hell yeah!
I mean, this could not be the biggest sham of... I mean, look, I'm trying to find this tweet. I believe Field Yates tweeted this out. Field Yates said that next week... Let me find this. Let me find it. I want to get it right. I want to get it right, guys. I want to get it right. In a quote tweet of Mr. Palmer's tweet, Field Yates says, notably, Tom Brady is scheduled to call the Cowboys-Bears game for Fox in Week 3. The Raiders, a Week 4 opponent, the Bears. Field Yates, yes, you're right. Field Yates, friend of the team, friend of the program, friend of the network. Field Yates. Been on a few times, Field Yates has. I just don't, guys, it doesn't feel right to me, man. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right that Tom Brady's allowed to do this. And here's the thing, what we really need to talk about. Justice for Greg Olsen. We got to talk about justice for Greg Olsen. Because, man, the fact that that guy was ripped out of the booth with the number 1 for Thomas Brady. Give me a break, man. Let the dude work his way up. That should have been Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen in the Super Bowl. Greg Olsen is phenomenal. Greg Olsen is phenomenal in these late game, tight situations. Jackie Moon says, I'll never forgive Olsen for creating that false narrative on the Bradbury hold on Juju. People are going to find it regardless. They're going to find it regardless. Shazam wants to know, how does this affect the Raiders, though? Yeah, so that's a good question. So, but a little behind the curtain is like these broadcast crews will meet with both teams, and they'll sit down with the coaches, the players, and they have these production meetings, usually on Friday of the week. So they'll go in and they'll sit down with these guys, ask them questions, pick their brains a little bit, just so they have a lot of information going into the broadcast that they can share with people, right? There's some stuff that, like, in the production meeting doesn't make it, because they just have so much information, and they get more information than the regular person would, right? Than a regular owner would, in Tom Brady's sense, right? So the way this affects the Raiders is that Tom Brady could know a little bit more about the Chicago Bears than what another owner or another coach could know about what's going on inside the Chicago Bears building. So that's the competitive disadvantage there. And I worry that the NFL is turning a cheek because it's Tom Brady. That is why. It's a great question, Shazam. I 100% appreciate that question, because it is it is one of those questions that, like, all right, like he's allowed to do it, how come he can't do it? There you go. Appreciate that question. I really do. Tommy T says, I guess the only thing for Clark to do is make Kevin Harlan the VP of football operations. Kansas City guy. Kevin Harlan. Mizzou 19 did get back with me. Let's just say you're grocery shopping. Which 5 baggage are you putting in your cart? Ooh, okay. I'm gonna need some time to think about that. Might have to take a break. We're gonna have to take a break so I can think about that, and so I can get more water. That probably needs to happen. Lily just got something. Got an itch. Scratching. Ben Wilkins, if I were a coach, I'd start lying to the TV partner. No idea why Fox is cool with this. For sure. That's the other thing, and like that's why I kind of want some justice for Greg Olsen here. Is I don't know why Fox was just so cool with just being like, oh yeah, Tom Brady. See you, Greg. Greg was good. I think Greg was good. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. All right, let's take a quick break. We got to hear from Benny. Here for Benny and DraftKings. And look, I got to go grab some water. And then I got to think of 5 chips that I would absolutely buy if I was going grocery shopping. Let us take a break. I'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back soon.
What's good, everyone? It is KCSN betting analyst Benny Heiss
Something hit me as I was driving to the Missouri side, ironically, for something not available on the Kansas side. I cross over. I just can't get over how long sports fans in the state of Missouri have been waiting. It feels like forever. Good news is you don't have to wait much longer because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is finally coming to the Show Me State. And if you're thinking, yeah, but I got to wait on the sidelines until December 1st, it's not true. You can sign up right now. And when we go live, new Missouri customers get $300 in bonus bets just for placing a $5 bet. $5. That's not even as much as a pumpkin spice latte that's going to take over. So it's not some ragtag sports, but this is DraftKings. You got live in-game betting. So if your team starts hot, you could jump in mid-play. There's lightning fast payouts. None of that wait 3 days for your money nonsense. And you've got more ways to get in on the action. There's no better way to start. It's all from your phone. When we go live, you'll be betting with the sportsbook trusted by millions, safe, secure, fast withdrawals, everything you want. Well, except maybe a guarantee that your team will cover the spread, but that part's still on you. So here's the move. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use code KCSN, and when we go live December 1st, that $5 bet turns into $300 in bonus bets. That is code KCSN in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus and physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after they are issued. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Success in real estate takes more than vision. It takes the right financial partner. When someone takes something rundown and turns it into something great, that's called a comeback story, like Brain Group. They take distressed properties here in KC, completely rework them, and then turn them into valuable real estate. But that kind of work needs the right bank behind it. Enter Emprise Bank. They're not about cookie-cutter loans. They saw Brain Group's vision, backed them, and now they're making big moves in Kansas City real estate. Talk about your partner in possible. Emprise doesn't do one-size-fits-all financing. They invest in potential and back growth. Visit emprisebank.com/KC to learn more. Emprise Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for bearing with me through the ad break. Paying some bills here. Went and got some more water. Got some time to think about some chips. And here we go. I do think this is gonna be basically just like me telling you guys my process here. I'm gonna be thinking out loud. I think, hey, Campbell Cooks, appreciate you, man. Shout out to the Campbell Cooks. Hey, the Campbell Cooks sent me some great hot sauce. Go check them out. TheCampbellCooks.com. Go check them out. I'm gonna try the hot one on stream. I'm gonna try the hottest one they sent me on stream. Maybe not today. Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow or Thursday. We'll try that on stream. But shout out to the Campbell Cooks. I'm late to the show today. Did I miss Veach trading for Hall or Kamara yet? Unfortunately, you did not, sir. Unfortunately, you did not. Okay, let's talk chips. Let's talk chips. I think if I'm going to the store and buying some grocery chips like Mizzou 19 wants me to do, going to the grocery store, buying some chips, I've got to have an original chip. But I'm going Lay's Wavy. What? Lay's Wavy. What the hell? What the hell just happened? That was weird. My brain just glitched. Lay's Wavy. They got to be on the list. I think Lay's Wavy have to be on the list. I'm a sucker for barbecue chips. Sour cream and onion are good. I know there's I shout out Nikki. Shout out Nikki in the chat. She said, oh shit, I just thought about some other chips. She said cheddar and sour cream. I've never really been a huge cheddar sour cream. Like, I'll eat them, but it's never gonna be like my first choice. Perry also says cheddar sour cream. Old Dutch dill pickle. That's a good one. Honey barbecue Lay's and the purple Doritos. The purple Doritos are fire. Holy hell, that's a great pull, Jackie. The purple Doritos are the best Doritos. What is it, like sweet chili? Is that what they are? Hang on, let's look it up. Purple Doritos. Spicy sweet chili. Yes. Those are the best Doritos. I think those got to be in there. Doritos taco flavor are also fire. Yeah. Kettle cooked jalapeno. See, Timmy, this is where I started to think about. I started to think about going to like Good Sense, fine Kansas City establishment. Love me some Good Sense. And what chips do I want there? Zapp's Voodoo, incredible chips. Zapp's got some really good flavors. I think Zapp's has a, they have like a Cajun flavor maybe? Maybe? Their Voodoo chips are good though. Zapp's does have some good chips. Looking at them now. Hotter than jalapeno. I like those. Those are really good. Their barbecue at Zapp's is also good. Barbecue's good. Why is this $38 for Zapp's potato chips at Walmart? This has to be a mega pack, right? Oh, 30 count. Okay, that makes me feel better. Okay. Zapp's is good. Mizzou 19, did you ever have the red bag of Doritos in Mexico? They have a spice mix in that we don't have in the U.S., so they're just so good. I have not had that. I also, big Sun Chip guy. I don't know where you guys stand on Sun Chips. I'm a big Sun Chip guy. I'm also... Garden Salsa is my favorite Sun Chip flavor. Let me know in the chat what your favorite Sun Chip flavor is. So, okay. Back to the original question. Garden Salsa, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's the best. So, 5 bags of chips. So, I'm thinking about this about game planning for a party. I think purple Doritos got to be in there, and I think you have to have an original. Whether that's Lay's original, which I like those. I think that the wavy Lays are just incredibly versatile. They have a potato skin Sun Chip. I think that the wavy Lays are versatile for like dips and stuff like that, but I wouldn't be upset if you just said like OG Lays potato chips. I think those are good. Nikki says it. I could eat a whole case of cheddar and sour cream. I think sour cream and onion has got to be on there as well. Jackie, you might be confused, dog. Let me look. I'll Google it real quick. Live lookup. Potato skin Sun Chips. Yeah, there ain't nothing coming up for that big dog. Sorry about that. That's TGI Fridays. There's no potato skin flavor of Sun Chips. Sorry, Jackie. I think, yeah, Ben, I think I'm gonna go wavy. But like I'm not gonna be upset if I have original. Wavy original instead of original. I'll probably go wavy just because I like the versatility, what you can do with them. You can put a slice of cheese, a little cube of cheese on it. You can dip it. Those are great. Sour cream and onion's got to be there. I think sour cream and onion's got to be at the party. So what are we at? We have Doritos. We have got purple Doritos. We have purple Doritos. Wavy Lays. Oh, we gotta have barbecue. I'll throw, dude. You know, barbecue is really good. Guys, barbecue chips. I can't believe we've been talking about chips for this long. But guys, chips, incredible. Love me some guys chips. I like guys nuts too. It's like, because I can say that, and that's funny. So the barbecue ones from guys I'll throw in there. So we got original Lay's Wavy. We got ourselves some Lay's Wavy. We got ourselves the purple Doritos. We got ourselves Guys Barbecue. We got room for 2 more. Ira, that's a great point. Salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar, I personally think I really like salt and vinegar chips. I really like salt and vinegar chips. If you're looking at the spread that we have now, we have barbecue, we got sour cream and onion, we have original, and then we got like the little spicy already with the, oh wait. I guess I threw in sour cream and onion. I'm throwing a sour cream and onion in there because I like sour cream and onion. And this is my list. Number 5, I think you throw a wild card in there. I think Ira makes a good point. Like, do you throw a salt and vinegar? Do you throw a wild flavor like a Zapp's Voodoo? Zapp's Voodoo, incredibly good. Man, I'm enticed. I am enticed by putting that. Oh, Campbell Cook's a great point. Gotta have a spicy there. Jalapeno cheddar Cheetos. Dude, those are so good. Those are better than Flamin' Hot Cheetos. 100% better than Flamin' Hot Cheetos. See, Batchelor Family Farm, shout out, Brad. Salt and vinegar kettle chips. See, I think it's got to be a kettle chip like that, and it's like salt and vinegar is a leader in the clubhouse. One of everything? Yeah, Nikki. Hey, Mizzou 19 Dog, this is your question, man. You were hungry when you asked this question, and I got you. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate everybody. What's up, Brad? Yeah, appreciate everybody. We'll go here for a little bit longer, but like we still got chips to talk about. I need to come up with my 5th. So my 5th, I do think it's gonna be a chain. It's gonna be. So if your 1 is like the Waze Levy is your heater. Like that is your number 1. Boom. That's your bread and butter. Your Waze Levy. I think your 2 pitch is probably my 2 pitch is probably going to be the Guy's Barbecue. Just snapping it over the top, you know. Boom. And then chip dips is a whole nother discussion, Nikki. Chip dips is a whole other discussion. I mean, look. I mean, Ben said, "Is there good salsa at this party?" This is just chips, and then we can talk dips. So my curve, my 2 pitch, my pitch to get out of things. I'm going barbecue from Guys. I threw sour cream and onion in there, and guys, I want to say I've thought of some really good ones. We've had some really great comments in the chat. Sour cream and onion might be on the block, man. Sour cream and onion might be on the bubble. Because I want to throw in like a Zapp's. I want to throw in a Zapp's. But you know, my off speed, my change up is going to be those Doritos, purple Doritos, spicy Doritos. A little sweet spicy Doritos. Bang, that's my 3 pitch. My circle change. Boom. So I think those 3 stone cold locks. The last two is kind of where it starts to get interesting. The last 2 is where it gets interesting, guys. Because yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. I've got to put in these last 2. I think salt and vinegar is gonna kettle cooked salt and vinegar. I think is going to supplant sour cream and onion. I think it's going to. I think that's my 4 pitch. You don't use it very often, but it gets you out some jams. Get you out some jams with your 4 away, you know, boop, boop. Throw that sucker. I think salt and vinegar is going to make it. And then your 5's got to be something just wild, man. Your 5's got to be a wild one. Like a Mizzou 19. If chips were pitches, I'd be Nolan Ryan. That's what I'm saying, dude. Just dealing no-nos. And I do think I think your 5 has to be just like a crazy like one. Like the cheddar jalapeno Cheetos, phenomenal pull. That's a phenomenal pull. Ruffles Smokehouse Barbecue is great. Need these chips at the Royals BP. Hey guys, Royals don't look good, man. That's a big bummer. Like Zaps is a 5. The Cheetos is a 5. Oh, Funyuns? Chat, how do you feel about Funyuns? Chat, let me know about Funyuns. What your vibe is on Funyuns? I think they're fine. I'm not. That's not again not the first thing I'm going to. Like I said with cheddar jalapeno, not the first or not cheddar jalapeno. Sour cream cheddar. Chili cheese Fritos, Deshaun. Holy cow, that's a good one. I gotta make a choice on my 5. Cheetos Puffs. Do you consider those chips? Yeah, those are still chips, right? Chili cheese Fritos is such a good pull, Deshaun. That's a great pull, man. Wavy chips with onion dip used to be my go-to dinner, but now I eat super low carb. Yeah. Classic. Oh, dude, we haven't even talked about Pringles. Thanks, Dylan. Passed on Funyuns. Haven't even talked about Pringles. You could have some Funyuns. I mean, dude, Funyuns? Oh, Jackie, you cannot bring Cheez-Its into this. Cheez-Its are a snack cracker. They are not a chip. If we're going snack crackers, there's a clear 1-1 is Cheez-It. And there's no other snack I would rather have at a party than Cheez-Its. But we're talking about chips. There's not the same category. If we're talking crackers, my top 5 crackers are 5 different flavors of Cheez-Its, man. I tell you what, Cheez-Its, that's one of the things I absolutely love. Cheez-Its are phenomenal. Don't get me started on Cheez-Its, guys. I could rank some Cheez-It flavors. White cheddar from JCP, baked Cheetos, yeah. Ooh, you know, low key, baked chips are really good. The baked barbecue that Waze has, bangers. Bangers. Yeah, Cheez-Its are made in KC, Mizzou. Cheez-Its are made in KC. That's why they're so goddamn good. Mizzou made. Fritos honey barbecue twists. Dang. What are these pulls right now? These are insane pulls. Red Hots from Whole Foods. Interesting. Fritos chili cheese or honey barbecue twist or jalapeno cheddar cheese Cheetos. Yeah, man. Dude, the Campbell Cooks, you guys are on fire right now. Holy cow. You and Brad, man, are cooking in the chat right now. Do Cheez-It snapped count? Nah, I see, it's still like a Cheez-It. In my opinion. Not in my book. I think they want to be chips, but like they're still Cheez-Its, right? Still Cheez-Its. Maybe I should get my 60-degree out. Do trick shots. You guys watch me do trick shots? Place like a mug down. Ping pong ball. See if I can be Bryson DeChambeau. I gotta make a choice. Nikki says if I'm gonna cheat, I'm not eating baked chips. Look, I think baked chips are good. Truthfully, I do. Are we counting fried pork skins as chips? I don't know, dude. I don't think so. Sweet potato sun chips is which they stopped making. I got some sweet potato chips upstairs I got from Aldi that are pretty good. I got some sweet potato chips that are upstairs that are pretty good. Okay, number 5, I'm going to say... I do watch a little bit of golf YouTube, Jackie. I dabble. Man, I'm so stuck here, guys. I'm stuck on the number 5. Because garden salsa sun chips are banging. They're so good, dude. They're so good. But then, like, also, Zapp's Voodoo chips are good. I feel like maybe I need, like, a Cheeto. I need, like, a Cheeto in there. The jalapeno Cheetos are good. The chili cheese Fritos are good. Cool Ranch Doritos do bang. But I already got a Dorito. I think the purple spicy, sweet spicy Doritos are good, are the best. They are the best. I haven't talked to Nate yet today, Jackie. I will ask him, but I just haven't talked to him yet. Nikki, appreciate you. Gotta go, folks. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, you'll be back tomorrow. I will talk to Nate, Jackie. I gotta make a choice on my 5. I gotta make a choice. I reserve the right. So this is like if we're equating it to baseball, this is the pitch that can change. You know, like you've been working on this one. It feels good right now, but if it starts to not feel good, you'll go to a different pitch. You'll go to a different one. I think it's got to be cheddar jalapeno Cheetos. I think that's what it is. I think that's what I'm going to do. Cheddar jalapeno Cheetos at the 5 slot. I feel good about that list, guys. What time is it? Did I just talk about chips for 30 minutes? I did. I did just talk about chips for 30 minutes. Thank you, Timmy. I thought it was a pretty darn good lineup, too. Maybe tomorrow. Thank you, Mizzou19. Appreciate the prompt. Appreciate the question. Usually I'm the one asking you guys questions. But, you guys asking me questions, I like that. I like that. Hang on. Stay with me, guys. I'm going to go off screen. If you can still hear me, that's good. I'm going out to the garage. Got to get my 60 degree. I got to keep the 60 degree on the inside. I don't have any fake. That could be a problem, actually. I don't have any like ping pong balls. I'm not in college anymore, so I just don't have ping pong balls sitting around. Daniel Longstaff. Hey, Tucker, I just wanted to say that if the Chiefs trade for anyone, I think it'll be Devon Achane. It could be, man. I wouldn't hate that one. Verder and I talked about it a little bit. I think that is probably the right call. I think that's the call you make. It was reported that the Chiefs did reach out. Now that's from Mike Florio, that the Chiefs reached out to the Dolphins about Tyreek Hill. I think they should reach out to them about Devon Achane. I think that they should definitely think about that if they want to bring a guy in. Appreciate everyone hanging out with me. It is 1 o'clock. Traditionally, when I usually end these streams is about 1 o'clock. But appreciate you hanging out. You guys even see that? How far? I mean, that's like little baby chip. I mean, it'd be sick if I made it. I don't even know if this ball fits in there, actually. I don't know. Yeah, Ira, you're right. It is weird how he did report that, even though he is supposed to be retired. Mike Florio is supposed to be retired. Okay, it does fit in there. Mike Florio is supposed to be retired because Tyreek Hill played again. That's a real thing. That is a thing that did happen. Appreciate you, Dylan, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here. I'm going to take a couple more shots at this on this cup. Imagine if I just sink this. Imagine if I'm just like, oh, yeah, I guess let's do some trick shots. I just think, oh, yeah, let's just goof around, do some trick shots, and I just go ahead and sink this on the first try. Make Bryson look like a chump. Like, yeah, Bryson. Anything you can do, I can do better, big dog. I go flop here. I wonder what the lie is. Watch me just soar this straight into the computer. Wouldn't that be funny? Or just skull it straight into the couch. I gotta get some air on it though, guys. I gotta go over the couch. Off the TV. Hey. Lily, that was mine. Now I remember why I had that ball put up. Lily. You're gonna have to drop that. I'm gonna need that. Well, I guess that might do it. She took my ball. I gotta get ping pong balls before tomorrow, guys. That's what we should do. Guys, I think that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm getting ping pong balls. We're gonna chat Chiefs, and I'm gonna try to make that shot. Oh, you know what I do have? Damn, I don't know if actually, hang on. Guys, I forgot my door opens the wrong way. I got a freaking mini hoop. I do some sick donks down here. Wouldn't that be sick? I don't know where I hang it from. You guys can't see it over here. Can you see it if I put it right here? Probably not. That's lame. Oh well. We'll do trick shots. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's trick shots. Okay, guys? Let me know what trick shots you want me to do. Tucker's streaming NCAA next. Don't tip me. I will. Yes, I also update you on Worthy's first consultation. You know what? Nate might just do that. I cut out the middleman and just have Nate do that. God, the light's bright. That's better. All right. Any Mizzou fans in the chat? Sorry for that. I had both mics on at the same time. Any Mizzou fans in the chat? Off of frying pans, Dylan? That's a great call. I gotta get ping pong balls. I gotta find ping pong balls. There's gotta be... Hey, Lily, don't eat that ball. Oh, she's not eating it. She's just chilling with it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at Lily. ZOU, baby. Oh, yeah, Campbell Cooks. Look at that. Look at Lily. Lily's hanging out with the ball. She's resting on it. Look at that. She's keeping it safe. I also don't know if I have ping pong balls. She might chase them all over the place. She might. We'll find out tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. If I got any Mizzou fans in the chat, I got a little. I'm gonna tease you guys. This is your reward. If you're a Mizzou fan, you hung out this long with me. This is your reward. I appreciate you guys. Everyone hanging out right now. This is what I'm gonna end on. I'll end the stream on this. Give you a little tease. If the computer will load. Oh, here we go. If you guys don't know, I also host the Mizzou podcast here on KC Sports Network. Mizzou, that's who. You can find it on YouTube, KCSN Mizzou, at KCSN Mizzou. We've been having a banger year, dude. It's been a great year for, number one, the Missouri Tigers offense and the Missouri Tigers in general. Shout out Mizzou 19. I'm on Hardy the Chiefs in 2 years. Love to see that. Love to see that. But we've also had a banger year for guests on the Mizzou That's Who podcast. If you guys aren't locked in, you can find that wherever you get your podcasts. Obviously on YouTube, as I mentioned before. Here is this week's guest. This week's guest on the Mizzou That's Who podcast, Bill Connolly. ESPN's Bill Connolly coming on the show, talking Missouri, South Carolina. Should be a really good episode. He brings some great insight into the Missouri football team. We do appreciate his time, obviously, as well. But yeah, good pod. It is a good pod. If I can say so myself, I know I was on it and I was a part of it. Good podcast. That's gonna do it, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging with me. I know it went a little bit long, but Jackie Moon wants to know when Kay is coming on the show. I'll shoot her a text. Shoot her text. She's busy right now. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we need her on to give the Chiefs a pep talk. I'll try to get Kay. Okay. If the Chiefs, God forbid, knock on wood. That was me, Lily. God forbid. If the Chiefs go 0-2, I will get Kay on, or 0-3. I'll get her on the stream. I don't know for how long, but she'll be on the stream for a little bit. She can be with me while I'm shooting trick shots and doing some sick dunks. That'd be cool. While I reenact WWE wrestling moves while talking to Kay Adams about the Chiefs. That'd be kind of sick. All right, for real, that's going to be it. For real, guys. Let's shoot, you know what? Let's shoot for bye week for the Chiefs, for Kay. Because that could be good. Rasheed Rice back. Vibes could be a lot higher. I think bye week's good. I'll shoot her a text to say bye week. Might have Brett Coleman, actually. Not tomorrow, not like this week, but Brett Coleman, I've talked to him about this. He'll come hang out with me. I've thought about asking. I've got some other guests in mind, so appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end of the stream, hanging out with me. You guys are the best. You're the best.
Hell yeah!
I hope I helped you feel a little bit better about the Chiefs, guys. I hope I let you feel or made you feel a little bit better about where the Kansas City Chiefs are. Patrick Mahomes is still your quarterback. And there's plenty of football left. I'll be back tomorrow with another stream, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So until then, see you tomorrow.